What is good people? You are now listening to a special bonus minisode of Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, riding solo this time. I didn't talk about it last week, but the experience was too good to not share. So if you know me, you know that I'm really big on meeting your internet friends in real life. And last Saturday, I had the opportunity and pleasure to chop it up with one of my favorite people on the internet. My dog, Mr. Jefferson, aka Joe, he is 1/3 of one of my favorite podcasts, the Random Maxa podcast. And he's also the man responsible for this MF Doom rug, if you're watching. And he also made this MF Doom rug for me. And I had ordered a Quasimodo rug that he made from me, or that he made for me, I should say. And he was like, no, I was like, you know what? Don't even ship it. I'm gonna come down and pick it up. I'm gonna come down and pick this up for you. I love this. Love this. So luxurious. But he's also the owner of a spot in Jacksonville called the Safehouse. And this is a spot for creatives to just get together and share ideas and put those ideas into action. And he's really good with the custom rug making, and he's really good with making like the KAWS dolls. He showed me some stuff he did with the 3D printer. And when I pulled up to the Safehouse, I thought I had missed it because I was looking, and you can't tell where it's at from the outside because it's very nondescript from the outside. But pulled up, I went to go open the door, it was locked, so I turned around and went back in my car. And then I heard the door open. I just hear Mr. Foxworth. And I turn around and there goes Joe. I was like, man, yo. And we just dapped and hugged it up, man. It was just such a beautiful occasion. Actually getting to meet him for the first time. And then walking inside the Safehouse, he's showing me around. I'm seeing all the custom rugs and stuff, and seeing how the sausage is made. And he hands me my rug, and I'm like, bro, you have a serious talent with these rugs, man. Seriously. And we were just chopping it up. It was just us for hours, just picking each other's brain. He's asking me like what made me start my podcast, what podcast he listened to, and asking him how his podcast, how they got Random Acts of Podcast off the ground, and how him and Amp and him and Devin met, and just hearing their backstory. And it was a great experience. I didn't realize all of the stuff, that they were going through, and like how their friendship was, and just learning all these different things about Joe. And I was like, yo. And it was so good to actually tell him how much I was a fan of Random Acts of Podcast. And we were just going back and forth about our favorite episodes, talking about Nadillac, talking about when he had Tino Bands on, and just how nutty he is. Shout out to Tino Bands. Shout out to Nadillac too. That's still my favorite episode of RAOP. And then he just had the notion. He was like, yo, you want to try your hand at making a rug? I was like, sure, why not? Let's do it. Shit. So his process with making the rugs is he has his laptop, and he was like, so what do you have any idea what kind of rug you want to make? I'm like, nah, I can't think of anything. He was like, you want to do a rug for a sports team? I was like, you know what? Let's do a Texas Rangers rug. He was like, all right, say less. So he fires up the laptop. He Googles Texas Ranger logos, and we're scrolling, and I find the logo I like. Let's do this one. He was like, okay. So what he does is he has a projector hooked up to his laptop, and he flashes it on this canvas where you make the rug. And what you do is once they flash, the projector puts the logo on the canvas, you just do an outline and just trace the logo. And after we got the logo traced, he handed me a tufting gun, which is, it almost feels like an automatic weapon. Basically, you thread the yarn in the tufting gun, and just and it puts it stitches the yarn into the canvas. But he had a separate canvas where I could practice working the tough rug, and it was an adjustment. It took me probably 40 minutes to really kind of sort of get the hang of doing it. And he would watch what I was doing, and he was, just telling me, don't do it like that, do it like this. Make sure when you grab the back handle of the Tufton gun is what you do to maneuver it side to side. So once I got the hang of that, so to speak, he was like, all right, you want to try your hand at doing your logo? I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. And it was tough sledding initially. I started probably about 1:30, but the longer I did it, the more I got accustomed to using the tough gun. It got a little bit easier, but once I got the hang of, once I was getting in the groove, it was super fun to do. I mean, Joe had the music blasting. I'm working on the rug. He would check in periodically to see where I was, where the places where I was doing good, and the places where he was like, go back and add more color to this, add more fabric to this area of the logo. And then his homie, Dr. Dom, comes in. Big shout out to him. He sets his camera up and he's taking pictures and getting footage of us. And, he's taking videos of Joe dancing and stuff. They have an upcoming event that they were doing promo videos and stuff for. And after a while, I was, slowly getting the hang of it. And the rug slowly started to come to life. And I was really proud of the outcome. I think I finally completed my portion of the rug. Gosh, probably about 5:30. And another lady came in, and I think she walked in to try her hand at making her own custom rug too, because they do custom rug classes at the Safehouse as well. And they throw all sorts of events. And I'd say the rug was probably 75, 80% done. Joe's going to do some fine tuning to it and then finish completing the back part of the mat. And then he's going to ship it to me. But all in all, tremendous experience. I mean, I got to chop it up with him finally and got to try my hand at doing something for the first time, making a rug and leaving with my Quasimodo rug. That was well worth the 4-hour trip. As my granddad used to say, it did my soul good. And so 6:00, I was like, yo, I'm about to head back up to South Carolina. He's like, yo, man, safe travels. And we dapped it up, hugged, and that was that. And that was super cool. It was also super cool seeing the Highway 17 runs through Jacksonville. I did not realize that. So theoretically, I can take 17 all the way home. But yeah, got back on 95 and yeah, got back to South Carolina. Gosh, probably about 10:30. And that was, again, that was just a fantastic, incredible day. Joe, shout out to you. Y'all make sure to follow him on IG. He's at It's Mr. Jefferson and at Plug with the Rug. That man he's a beast with making the custom rugs. And make sure you follow his spot, the Safehouse. Is at the Safehouse JAX, the Safehouse Jacks. Doing tremendous things for Duval. And again, Joe, I salute you. And this has been another episode of Since We Last Spoke. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm at Danny Foxworth 843. You can find all the video episodes of the Since We Last Spoke podcast, as well as my baseball podcast, At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. And until next time, y'all be good. Peace.